All right, and welcome to this unboxing video. So, just got the new stuff in hand. Actually, went and picked it up. So, I wanted to go through a bit of the different things that are out. Specifically, I picked up one of everything except I didn't bother with the cards because I don't care about those. There's plenty of good apps to be able to use instead of those cards, or ones that I printed out from different sets that people put online. I also didn't pick up Spartans because I'm sourcing those otherwise from just different places because the stores can only get so much. So I wasn't worried about those for the moment. That'll be a thing I worry about later or grab from somewhere else. But I did grab a box of everything else. So I figured in this, we'll unbox them, give some very brief thoughts. I am going to do a review of this. If Dan has the time, he'll join me. Otherwise, I'll share my thoughts and then we'll do a separate thing. Maybe we both share our thoughts. But I want to go through that, go through the bits of this book, especially because I know it might have been a little hard for some people to get in their hands. I want to make sure everyone has what they need knowledge-wise so that way they can sit down and play this great game. So what we're going to do is we're going to swap over and we are going to take a look at the first box. Sorry about the glare from the one light. In the future, I'll put a little something on that for when I do these sorts of things, especially if I do some painting streams, which I might do soon, or at least some assembly stuff. So what we're starting with then, we're starting with the support box. I do have both of them. We do have the other one here, which still has its plastic on it. I'll take that off real fast, just so that way it's a little less glary. The one thing I do realize between these, you get a very large difference in amount of things. Whereas for the Astartes one, if you take a look at what they give you, they give you 4 Leviathans, but essentially you can't run all 4 the same way, so it's 2 and 2. They do the same thing with the essentially rapier batteries, a 2 and 2. For the Daredeos, a 2 and 2. For the tarantulas, a 2 and 2. So if you wanted to run, now I'm not too worried about WYSIWYG in this game. I think you make your unit, run them as you like, and just call it what you want. I'm perfectly fine with that. But if you do want to run WYSIWYG for this, that means you need 2 boxes to be able to actually get a full load out of whatever the thing is that you want if you don't want to mix and match. Or however, for the Solar Aux, we see that you do get a set of 4 of their rapiers of each 2 different types. You do get 4, of the other one as well. Sorry, the mole mortars over here. You do get 4 cyclopses. You actually get, according to this, it looks like 6 of each of these. So you are getting essentially full squads. For the other one, like if you were doing the Leviathans, you would either be able to run them with the with the Contemptors, or a mixed unit. You won't actually have enough to run WYSIWYG of 1 full set, where here you have these full sets. So let's take a look at that one first. Solar Aux is my main army, but as everyone knows, I am building up some Dark Angels, so I want to be able to get some stuff for that. Since I don't have a lot of Terminators right now, I really wasn't worried about the rest. All right. Now, normally what they do is essentially the same sprue twice, which would be my expectation. Yep, looks like it's the same sprue exactly twice. Hopefully, then the guess is it's enough bases in each of these for 1 sprue worth. Should be quite a few bases, because this thing actually makes, 40 miniatures. And each one of these is a miniature. Yeah, looks like the guys are on the weapons, so they're not calling them separate. So there should be 20 bases in each. That is one of the problems people have had, is them shorting of bases. So let's take a look at one of these. Actually, you know what? Let me pause real fast. All right, there we go. I put a piece of white paper down. That might help a little bit. A little bit tougher with the balancing, but it might make it a little bit easier to see some of these things. So yeah, there is definitely 6 bases. We do see all of those. See all the various gun options here along the side. They're so adorable. Look how tiny those are. Might be hard to see exactly how tiny this is, but those are minuscule. These things, it's 2 per each one, and they're going to be very, very small for all of these sorts of things. So actually, by looking at it, it looks like it's the same exact size for all the various rapiers, which is good. That would make sense. But it also looks like then, is it the same exact size for the Cyclopses? No, the Cyclopses are different. So there's the guns for the guys too, or the spots where they sit. My apologies. So which ones are the Cyclops guns? Let's take a look. So the Cyclops is 1, 2, and 3. So Where is 1, 2, and 3? Those are 13 and 14s. Oh, sorry. They're right over here. Here's the little tiny Cyclopses. So 2 on each sprue, so even smaller. I know, at least for me, my color scheme, actually, maybe I'm going to do some painting videos related to painting some of these other things. For my color scheme, it is essentially prime, airbrush of color, hard dry brushes, some green, some little textures beyond that, and then I call it a day. I try not to go too crazy on this. So yeah, so it shows that for each one of these sprues, because that's essentially how they show this, is that you're building 3 of these, 3 of the last carrot turrets. You're building 2 of the laser destroyer arrays, 2 quad launchers, and all of that, and they just build the same thing twice. They do give us the rule sheet here for the Cyclops batteries. Makes sense. Everything else is actually in the main rule book. This is the one that this box makes that wasn't there. So they're a 9 move, 5 up save, -8 calf. So if you get to one of these things, it's so small, you're just going to kick it over. But you'll notice what they do have. They have one of the types of demolition charges. They tell us how much they are. It's base 2. You can add 2 for 40 points or 2 more beyond that for another 40 beyond that. Compact, I don't have in front of me right this moment. So, all right, my rulebook is in my car, so I went out there to go look. Compact means that they're allowed to get in transports, although they count as bulky. So essentially, they take up 2 spots in transport. Controlled detonation. So that is the remote controlled detonation. So that's the new weapon trait. So models with controlled weapon detonation special rule ends its move within 12 inches of a friendly command unit. So someone who commands it. So one of your, depending on how many formations you're taking, you have a couple options there. It may detonate. When it detonates, it attacks all of its weapons that have the blast. In this case, they are 3-inch blasts. Both hitting on 3's AP -1. One's demolisher. The other one ignores cover but light AT. So one's better for buildings. One's much better for literally just everything else. Essentially says, hey, it doesn't scatter. Hits anyone who's underneath of it. Then that model is destroyed. If the attachment contains more than 1 unit with this rule, the controlling player can choose which ones detonate or not before doing so. Before resolving any of those detonations, so you decide before any of them start how many you're going to blow up. Models that detonate are not affected by friendly models that are detonated at the same time. So if you're destroying, say, 3 of them, the blast doesn't hurt each other. However, any that are not going to be detonated do get hit by the blast as normal. So, by unit coherency rules, if you're able to chain them where some of them are not underneath the blast, then that's fine. Otherwise, I think you're going to take them all out at once. You do at the end of a movement. Remember that a charge is a special type of movement that allows you to move twice as far as you go, so 18 inches in this case, and lets you get into base to base. So if you can charge into a unit that would still be within 12 of a command unit and then explode, you have your best shots at hitting as many units as you can. So are they good? I do feel they're actually pretty good. I'm not entirely sure yet, but I do think they're going to be a lot of fun, and I'm absolutely going to build up the 4 that I have here. And they're one of the first things that I'm going to try out when we start recording with this. I posted a little earlier today, depending on the time you saw this, a store near us, Rogue State Gaming. They were streaming some battle reports there. I'm going to start streaming some games over there as well. Their camera setup's a little bit different than ours, but we're going to find some ways to make it work, especially with this. I'm still going to do gimbal work just because of how small it is. But a lot of very, very tiny things to build. My fingers don't look forward to it, but the rest of me does. And it does actually have some separate guys. When it said the 40, yep, they are counting some little guys here. All right. That is the Solar Ox side of that particular one. Let's take a look at what they got for Space Marines. I'm sure this is the same. Oh, was there a decal sheet? I didn't notice any decals. I don't know if there is. At least in the last one, I don't think there was. Was this one? No decals. Okay. Hope I don't need them. Okay. A lot less bases. Makes sense. A lot less things. Hopefully that's still enough bases. I'm sure if I count it up, actually is enough. All right. Oh, their feet are actually multiple pieces. If you know, their feet are like 3 pieces. Ooh, okay. This is a lot of pieces there. Let's actually take a look at what it looks like here. All right, again, this is a 2-in-2 sprue, I would assume. Oh, yeah, so it's probably, 1 autocannon, 1 plasma, and so on for this. The tops, all right. I do like the look of them. I'm surprised to some extent at how many little pieces they get them in. They actually, yeah, actually the tarantula bottoms are different. They're not the same between the two. I'm a little bit surprised by that, just especially at this scale. Yeah, these dreads are in a lot of little pieces. That is going to be some work to put these guys together, for sure. Got your little Space Marine there. This guy's a little bolter. All right, and looks like you have just a couple little tarantula pieces there. I'm sorry, not tarantula pieces. My apologies. I'm saying the wrong one there. Rapier batteries. There's, yeah. So, oh, yep, one of each, because they only get 4 rapier batteries total. Yep. So, one of each type on each of the sprues. Okay. Let's take a look. Where is... Okay, so there's his autocannon for the Leviathan. There's the Melta. Is it solid? Nope. Of course, it's in 2 pieces. And then I guess... Yep. And there are the arm connections right there. So that's the way that works then. Okay. Bit of the feet. So you see the foot there, front and back. I'm going to actually probably just be building these on camera as well at some point. Probably not going to do it tonight because how late it is. Maybe some of these things, maybe not all of them, but maybe tomorrow be doing that. All right. Oh, sorry, there's the rest of it. Looks like his cannon. No, what is that? Oh, sorry, no, that's a quad launcher. Yeah. That looks like the quad launcher right there. Okay. So, 2 sets of these. Did they tell us anything else? They show us all the things that you're supposed to be able to make out of this. So 2, 4, so 8 models total. I wonder, do the weapons have to be on those particular arms, or can I vary up the arms? They show him. There's the other Deradeo with the plasma cannonade. Oop, there we go. So, hard to tell off of this if you can do it from either side. It looks like it's actually... No, you can't. Because if you take a look, it looks like the piece 13 is arm and half of your Meltalance. So, let's take a look for that real fast. Where's 13? Where's 13? These in any form of order. Let me take a look here real fast. 13. Should be better at finding this stuff. There's 12. No, that's not 13. Nope. Am I looking at the wrong sprue? I'm looking at the wrong sprue. That's why I couldn't find it. That's on me. There it is. Yep. Yeah, not interchangeable. If you notice, there's the part of the Meltalance connected to the arm, so they are very sided, unfortunately. I kind of like the fact of being able to rock back and forth. I would really like to be able to vary up the weapons a little bit more. I like the idea of, like, you know, just for build purposes, one with both, even if it doesn't count as extra, just a little bit more play with what you can do with those. But happy about it. I'm much more happy with Solar Oxide on that one, mostly just because you get what you would term as full squads. And there seems to be maybe less options, even overall, of what you can put in terms of, like, oh, I don't have arms to swap, but there is no arms to swap, so you kind of just have it. And then the other box we end up having, of course, is the new Maladors. So I picked up one of these. Depending how good they are, maybe do something more, but otherwise one. And this one did say that it came with a transfer. So it's the normal transfer we get for vehicles. It makes sense. They want to be able to do that. All right. Are these duplicate again? Yeah, definitely duplicate again. So, same exact size as the normal one. These are quite big tanks here. Same base. So the overall piece of these looks to be essentially the same. What's going to change is obviously, say, your neutron laser here in the middle. You have the parts that connect. They should be for the wheels for the fuel for the tank. I would assume that's actually part of the tank. Actually, this looks like it's the tank itself. These 2 bits put together. That's what, 5 and 6. I would assume 5 and 6 are actually the tank. Yep. 5 and 6s are parts of the tank. They show it right there. Put it all together, and then it actually attaches right to it. Okay. Giant Inferno gun. They show us the way they put all that together. All right. I don't put dozers in front of any of mine. I don't like the look of that. I like the cleaner look of without dozers. That's me personally, though. But taking a look at it, giant gun. Of course, this is a giant tank, so you need to actually be able to stand out from it. Same thing with the Neutron, giant gun. For these, they don't tell us any of the rules here because the rules are all in the book. For them, they do have an option of autocannons or las cannons. Autocannons are 2 shots, shorter range. I want to say it's 16-inch range, and I think they actually hit on worse too. Actually, I have the book right next to me. I don't know if GW cares about me actually showing parts of the book, so I might avoid that, or if I show a little bit of it, only doing little bits, because, I don't know, they've never responded. So I would be worried about that, in case that matters to them. The Malador, yeah, the autocannons are 16-inch 2 shots, 5s to hit, -1 light AT. The las cannons are obviously the standard 22, 1 shot on 4 up, -1 anti-tank. For the neutron beam on the Malador, though, 22-inch range, 1 die, 4 to hit, -3 AP, so you're getting very little armor. Arc front, obviously, and shock pulls. I don't like mixing ranges on vehicles. If he's at 22, I would like to keep him essentially at 22 at all times. So me personally, I'd probably run him that way. I'd run him with the las cannons. You can't get as many hits, but you hit a little bit better, and I don't like changing up my purpose on a vehicle like that. It's not like the other one can be fired separately anyway, so no, keep me at 22. I know that's the range. When I sit at 22, good to go. All right, so that's what we have for the sprues of these. So unfortunately, I don't bother trying to magnetize these. I don't think the game it's worth trying to magnetize those. I just use whichever one you want. Like I said, I'm going to be using las cannons. That's my thought on that entirely. The other one, I don't think there's actually any options on, but we will be going through more of the rules for these. I wanted this video to be somewhat short, show off the different units. So, very excited to start working on this stuff. My thought is I may or may not be working on camera. I haven't decided yet. I might just do an impromptu painting stream or building stream, because why not? It forces me to sit down and actually work on these sorts of things. And I don't hardly have a lot of baking to do right now, so that's actually nice as well. For anyone who doesn't know, my wife has a baking business, so obviously I help with that. So I actually have a little bit of time. So we'll see. I said, didn't bother with the Spartans right now. Probably will later, but not for the moment. I have plenty of other things to work on. I have plenty of other Tomb Kings to work on. I'm not showing off the area around me, but there's models all over the place to work on, and many more models upstairs and everything like that. But I hadn't seen too many people unbox it yet, so I wanted to go through that, take a look at these sprues, hopefully drum up some excitement. Let me know in the comments below what you're working on. Did you pick any of this stuff up? Are you building? What do you want to do first? What are you really excited about? I'm going to be doing another video shortly related to, now with these units in hand, thoughts on the rules for them, what I want to use, things like that. And the hope is maybe another week or so to get a battle report with these in. I know Dan has some stuff he's working on. I'm working on this, and I'm hoping to find some other people local to us as well. So if you're in the New Jersey sort of area and you want to get some games in, you want to record some stuff, reach out to us, let us know. We'd love to be able to play some games with you. All right. Other than that, then until probably something about another day or so, unless I do that painting stream like tomorrow or something like that. That's a good hobby. It's a great gaming.